Hey guys, so today's video is how CBD can actually help decrease learned fear. So anxiety is really just another name for learned fear. No one is born fearful, right? Like no one is born afraid to go inside the grocery store. No one's born afraid to leave their house. These are things that we actually learned. So all we need to do is just unlearn them. Okay, so it's a real simple solution, but really difficult to implement. But luckily, CBD, or cannabidiol, has actually been shown to decrease learned fear in 3 different ways. And that's what we're going to go through today. So let's talk about the first way first, okay? So we know CBD decreases learned fear, okay? And what's the first way that it does this? So the first way it does it is that it decreases fear expression acutely. So what does that mean? That it decreases fear expression acutely. It means that if you encounter a new type of fear, you're actually less likely to be fearful in that situation because you actually have CBD on board and it's going to decrease that startle response. So something that actually may make you fearful without CBD actually may not be fearful at all when you have CBD. So that's the first way. Now, what's the second way? So the second way is that it actually decreases memory reconsolidation. So it decreases memory reconsolidation. So what does that mean? Well, you know that when you have a certain fear or when you've been exposed to a certain fear, you have to replay it in your mind over and over in order for that to get ingrained into your brain and for order for you to actually be fearful when you're exposed to that next time. So, just by having CBD on board, you're less likely to actually be ruminating about something that made you fearful, and then you're less likely to actually establish that as a learned fear. So that's the second way. Now, what's the third way? So the third way is really important because it actually relates to exposure therapy. And exposure therapy has been shown really to be the best thing overall for treating any type of agoraphobia or any type of anxiety disorder. So the third way is that CBD actually enhances extinction. So what if you already have a learned fear, right? What if you're already fearful of something? If you're already fearful of something, like I said, the best way to get over it is to actually expose yourself to it. And then eventually over time, you're no longer going to be afraid of that anymore. But if you have CBD on board, again, it can help decrease that, right? So it's going to enhance the effects of exposure therapy. So if you have CBD on board and you're doing exposure therapy, it's more likely that you actually are going to extinguish that fear that you've learned. Okay, so those are the 3 ways that CBD can really help decrease learned fear. So the first way, again, is going to decrease fear expression acutely. So, if you're exposed to something new that normally would cause you a lot of fear, you're less likely to have that startle response. Okay, the second way is it decreases memory reconsolidation. So, if you are exposed to something that's very fearful, you're less likely to be to ruminate about it and then actually learn that fear. And the third way, as I said, is that it actually enhances extinction. So if you've already learned fear and you have CBD on board, it can help facilitate the extinction and it can help get rid of that learned fear. So thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I'll be back again soon.